Rain Man, A Focus on Autism, psychology film project by Thao-Nguyen and Thao-Nguyen Pham.
Autism spectrum disorder is a DSM-5 disorder. 3 to 6 children out of 1,000 will show signs of autism. Autism is defined by the symptoms, and therefore between 2000 to 2010, the amount of people diagnosed by autism has increased by 119.4%. It is the fastest growing developmental disability. Impairments include limited social interactions as well as restrictive interest and behavior. Biological aspects include gene mutations that code extra DNA segments, and these segments are very similar to schizophrenia genes. Research has shown us that there is more than 100 autism risk genes. With the presence of a biological disposition to autism, environmental aspects may act as a trigger to increase further risk and cause a person who has developed normally to regress. Studies show that 70 to 90% of twins were both autistic.
Neurologically, they have the impairment in the mirror neuron system. On an imaging scan, they were weak in many areas. It explains why many autistic children cannot understand why some people are doing a certain action. Children with autism have an excess of synapses due to slowdown and normal pruning process during brain development. The symptoms of autism are autistic children will focus more on objects rather than people. They will focus on minute detail and notice the different changes, therefore any changes in routine or the environment, including the furniture, will make them upset or angry. Children, especially babies, will show signs such as non-responsiveness to a caretaker. Seems like they are unaware of others and will not make eye contact. They can also develop unusual speech patterns, such as when they repeat words and phrases over and over again, also known as echolalia.
The movie Rain Man is about Charlie Babbitt, a car dealer who gets a call that his father has passed away and that in his will he has left Charlie a car, but $3 million has gone into a trust in a mental institution in Cincinnati. Charlie goes back to Cincinnati in search of the money and instead finds out that he has an autistic older brother named Raymond. Raymond is very high functioning and very proficient in math, but is also very dependent on routine. Charlie, with the motivation of money, plans to take Raymond back with him to Los Angeles. On this road trip, Charlie learns to change and to adapt to live with his autistic brother. We picked this movie because autism affects so many people, and we should know the symptoms in order to live and be able to adapt so that we can help people with autism.
Raymond speaks with echolalia. He repeats words and phrases over and over again, such as "who's on first?" when he gets nervous and stressed because he's in a different environment. The words are familiar to him so that he calms down. Raymond also sticks to his routine, exhibiting the restrictive interest and behavior symptom. In one scene, Raymond says, "I can't go out when it rains." Charlie then has to stay at the same motel for a few days because Raymond refused to travel in the car because of the rain.
Raymond does not seem to have any seizures during the movie, even though autistic people have a 33% chance of having seizures. In this scene, Raymond throws a tantrum because he's afraid of airplanes and repeats statistics exhibiting restrictive and behavior symptoms. In this scene, Raymond's fear of hot water stems from a childhood trauma of Charlie getting scalded by hot water and overreacts.
Possible treatment for people with autism is cognitive behavior therapy. By starting to change behavior and thoughts of autistic people, people with autism can get out of their pattern of thinking and help them start doing some more tasks normally. In research, we focus more on the autistic person and its biological aspects, whereas in the film, we learn about family dynamics. This movie is educational and interesting because we learn how others close to autistic people can change their behavior in order to accommodate communicating with their autistic loved ones. The topic was treated in a more humorous way in the beginning because of what motivated Charlie to help his brother, but by the end of the movie and the road trip, Charlie learned to love his brother unconditionally and change his own behavior because Raymond cannot change. I would recommend this movie to everyone because it's a very good movie that portrays autism and shows how a person, even with autism, can be somewhat highly functioning if they are comfortable in their environment. The movie will also provide a basis of understanding for people who have never had contact with a person with autism before.
Another movie I would recommend is X plus Y. This is a movie about an autistic high school boy who is also a high-functioning intellectual. This movie focuses on the behavioral changes of the boy as he grows up, as well as the family dynamics and types of behavioral therapy.